So one of the things that happens a lot is we set up a new email outreach campaign for a client, and what happens is we see the campaign is working really well because we sent, I don't know, 300 emails, and out of those 300 emails, like 150 emails got opened. But the very next thing that we realized is, ah, there are no replies. There are no leads out of those 150 people who have opened it. So is that offering so bad? Is the thing we're marketing that bad? The people are not interested in it. So at that stage, which is usually the stage two after you have done the tech setup of email outreach or any kind of outreach really good, is we have three levers as a B2B lead gen organization. Number one, we can work on the messaging, which is copywriting, psychology of the message, or personalizing the message or the outreach. Second thing is we can add or remove channels. So we can add calling, which works great, especially at targeting tier one geographies. Second is LinkedIn emails. Again, where you're not getting accepted a lot of LinkedIn connections, you can send emails. And third is if you want to reach out to a huge target audience and you want them to click see something and then you can retarget them where they first try and then after they buy. So then you can add that channel, or you can change something in the cadence. So you can change the sequence. So let's say first you do LinkedIn message, then you email them, or first you email them and then you send them a LinkedIn message or then a call. Like you can tweak those things around, or you can change the days when you're doing the outreach. Rather than doing it on Monday or Friday, you do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Or you can, of course, last is volume. So each one of the knob you can increase 10% and see results, right? But in this video, I'm going to talk about copywriting. In copywriting, what happens is, first of all, bad English does not mean you cannot improve your copywriting. Because I personally think I'm really bad at copywriting or creative stuff. But uh, all you need is um, finding ways you can make it easier for the other person to reply, or make it interesting for the other person to reply. Right? You're gonna see it. So by the way, if you think your English is bad, don't let this thing stop you. In fact, you might be able to do a better job than the people who actually write the first draft of the copy. Now, before going to that, I wanted to share a quick story. So, when I was in affiliate marketing, we used to advertise for products. And what happened is, I did everything. I changed the tech setup, I changed the ad settings, I uploaded new ads, 100 things I did. But my campaign always were in the negative. But once what happened is like my boss told me that change the headline of this thing and put this headline instead. And what happened immediately was like my return on investment on the ad spend went from negative 25% to plus 25. And that was eye opening for me because I was like, dude, well, all it required was this thing, and I did so much stuff. Is because people the on the other end of the computer is actually a person, intelligent person like you, right? So he is making sure where he invests his attention in this world of less attention span. So number one thing is, of course, when you're sending an email, this is the most basic stuff. In the first line, don't introduce yourself. Oh, let me tell you once again, don't say hi, I'm Akshat, I'm a founder. No one cares. You have wasted their time already. Second, if you can talk about their symptoms or talk about the problems that you try to you're trying to solve. So one of our recent client did this, and he wrote this copy himself, in which he said something along the lines of, uh, if only I had XYZ. So like, if only I had funding, right? So now this is a very interesting idea because that immediately resonates with the other person, and the other person is like, yeah, he understands my problem. But at the next tense, he also gives a solution. So then that person is interested, right? Uh, Last is link to in the email body. Try to have links at least in the signature to some piece of content or case studies. See, what happens is people get emails a lot, and what they wanna sometimes do is they wanna try before they reply, right? Now, there are few basic templates you can do. and this, you can pause this, you can go through it, and you can see what this says. Another are few deadly sins. So for example, don't write stuff like let me know or I would be happy to show you a demo, right? uh, and there are few stuff where you can just go through this thing. So one of the deadly thing is like don't mention, for example, I am emailing you because you were in my list. Like no one appreciates that. People wants to, people want to feel important. Another thing is don't write wasted text like I know you are busy and just wanted to follow up. If you know I was busy, why the hell are you emailing me, right? So the few common things, you can read through them, pause it, read through them. Second is this is a trump card. So whenever we have a client, uh, once the client is setting up demos or calls with the client, we ask them, can you share the call recording with us? Because that is full of ideas on what we can write to the person, what objections are, and how we can address them right in the email, right? And similar thing goes for cold calls, right? If you hear those calls, believe me, this is all you need. All you need is this task. Just, and maybe what I think was this is an email from client boost, and I think what they are doing is they're marketing to other marketers. What happens is when you're marketing to the people in your same industries, they know all the jargons, like they know the big picture thing. They want to know how you do it, they want to know the process, they want to know the nitty gritties, they know the devil is in the detail. So over here in this cold email, they, I think they gave their whole strategy so that people don't have a question regarding how do you do that, and that question is answered in the email so that when the meeting is happening, the question is something else, right? Okay, this is an interesting thing. Let's say I'm in India and I'm targeting someone in China, right? There's a complete disconnect in terms of the location in the signature. So if the person sees that the email is coming from someone not in the country, they automatically feel okay, doing business with them would be difficult, right? Second thing is also the name. So so if the name is a local name, so you know which names work in your country, you know a name that is foreign, you will be like, okay, this person probably does not know me, right? Because I used to do business in my area, most of the people do. And one of the tricks to do this is like use a name that is used across many cultures, like Jasmine, right? So Jasmine is a name that is pretty much there in every culture, in every country, and you can use that name, especially if you have a person in your company named Jasmine, right? And this has effect, clear effect in uh, reply rates. They go up and stuff like that. Though then the thing that can become difficult is you have to justify that the location is right. Like you cannot lie. So you maybe have a PO box office in that country, but have some real stuff. Otherwise, your next meeting will just blow. Now the next thing is click before you reply. So what happens, especially with me, is I don't reply anyone. I first try to find who this person is, and I go through their website to understand what they exactly do and how they can help me, so that even my reply is a bit more mature. And this is an interesting thing. So whenever you're reaching out to someone, show them a case study, give them a calculator, and at least link to your website, at least in the signature, so that they know your email body is like 10 lines, right? How would they know if the stuff you're offering is appropriate with them, and if you have articulated that in the right manner, right? So it's important to share this in a share a link. And this is one of the interesting things. So I got this email recently, and if you see this email, what is happening in this email is the person has said he's not pitching me anything. He's like, we have put together a total cost calculator, and it's a tweaky, gamey thing. Like, and instantaneously I went to this cost calculator, and if this person would be smart, what he would have done is he would have dropped a retargeting pixel over there, and now he or she can retarget me. But yeah, I clicked on the total cost calculator because it was, I'll tell you what it was. Uh, okay, I'll just tell you before. So it was a low commitment. It did not wanted me to reply, but just click. And for after clicking, you know, the person would have not bothered me, right? Next is personalization. So this is a bit difficult, but especially when you're going to markets where people get a lot of cold emails, at that time they have built their minds and inbuilt tests where they see, okay, is this a copy paste email? If it's a copy paste email, they will never reply because these people are important and they're used to feeling important, and they say, okay, this is just a spam mail, because they know if someone really wants to reach out to them, he will customize the whole email, right? So at least one thing you could do to get an instant reply rate boost is to write custom first lines. And I've done a video, a 43 minutes workshop video. In this, I discuss this idea in depth and I give you some secret first lines that you can copy paste. But that being said, this is, as the market is more saturated, the people who are getting a lot of outbound messages to them, you need to use first lines, otherwise your emails won't get anywhere. You might get clicks, you might not get replies ever. Second is the thing is, you can also uh, you can be open that this is a mass email, but you can say, okay, okay, this, like, we specialize in your industry, and the person can say, okay, I get it as some marketing email, people need to do what they need to do, but because they're in my industry, I can talk to them because they will understand me better, right? So I won't waste my time. So one of the biggest thing in people, I think, don't reply is they think replying to this email, setting up a call might waste their time. So if they think they will get some new ideas, insights, some new things out of having a call with you or replying with you, they will, right? So one of the interesting ways how one person did on industry-based segmentation is they put the photo of the person, as you can see in the video, and in the Google, they made a Google search box, and in the Google search box they put who is the smartest person in home healthcare, and below that there was a photo of the target person, right? So believe me or not, every one person, it does not matter if they reply or not, they they are happy to have a conversation because uh, you made them feel special, you brought a smile on their face, right? And then is, like I say, personalization to important people. You can personalize pretty much everything, right? You can personalize the first line, you can personalize, you can tell kid, this is your current situation, you can say, because you have researched on them, this is your current pain, this is the new situation after you talk to us, a lot of stuff, right? So you can personalize the whole email, and this is a sample, you can pause and read through it. And these emails, I think it will take you half an hour just to write one email. But if your target market is like 100 people, this is what you need to do. uh, Next thing, user experience. Okay, so what happens is, when I get an email on my phone, uh, my phone screens are pretty small, right? So if I open my email on my phone, what you'll see is there's a limited number of subject line that I'll see, and even in, what do you call, so let's say even in the body, I'll see a limited amount of text. So it's important all the text comes right there in the top part of it, otherwise people would not open it, right? Similar thing goes for in-mail and LinkedIn message. In LinkedIn message, what happens is the messaging box is very small, right? And you can only put one or two lines over it there. But if you buy a in-mail, which is a paid thing from LinkedIn, they will give you a bigger box, right? And you can put more text in there, which can is visible without scrolling, right? So these are the few things you can keep in mind. Uh, so for example, this was one interesting email. In this, the person had a very small body, and his subject line was only open if you have this subscription business. So he's qualifying the person directly in the subject line. The only thing I did not like is, like, he's like hit reply, people will not hit reply, right? People will open it, they would seek if you have something interesting to tell them about subscription business. If you have, they probably click on the link, and if it's really interesting and they want more information, then they will contact you back, right? Otherwise they won't. But yeah, some things this thing did good. This thing I told you, don't ask for a meeting directly or stuff like that. Just ask, are you interested, would you like to know more? Like, one of the things I used in my emails was, do you want to know? So because I am in agency and we sell marketing services, people want to know my pricing. People want to know how much time it will take. People want to know if there is a guarantee. People want to know what the deliverables are. So I just write the call to action is, reply, please let me know if you want to know all four things. And people said, yes, I want to know all four things, right? And yeah, I used to share that thing with them. This is another email. In this, what happened is the person said, okay, I was thinking to give you a call. You can pause and read it, but I was thinking to give you a call, and this is what I would have said. Here's it in the email because you did not pick up my phone. And people started to reply to that person because the person was like, okay, at least my time on the call is not wasted, right? So this was a clever one. Uh, Another thing, all your emails. So there are multiple online English checking tools, or even the tools from which we send emails like reply.io or Mailchimp. What you will see is like they will have a functionality that they will analyze your email body and give you recommendation. Right, so Grammarly does these things. It gives you sentiment and a lot of different kind of stuff. And based on that, you can correct your English, make it improve the clarity of it, improve the correctness of the whole thing, set goals. What do you want this thing to convey, right? So you don't need to actually like you can put goals in terms of what you want to have the goal, and they will rate your performance, and you can tweak in it in real time and get the results, right? And your English won't be bad, and you will achieve the goal you want to try. Last thing is copy the stuff from the people who are doing it at mass and scale. So one place you can copy is from us. One scale where we go is to people who the tools that actually send emails and who does calls, because then they analyze it via you know their data analytics software, and they give us the research. So two places I go is Sales Loft and Gong, uh, and over there in their blog just put you know cold email or cold call, right? That's one thing that you can do. Second thing what you can do is you can build your internal reference database where any good email you find or any email you write, put it in an Excel. Don't put it in Evernote. I think they tend to get lost. Put it uh, in a Excel file, and then you can also share it with your salesperson if you want to, right? Okay, so just to recap everything, email body basics. Second, here the call and demo recording. It will give you a lot of insights. Uh, Make sure try to make the person feel okay. The business will be done locally. People are tend to do that. People tend to click before they reply. Personalize when you're targeting someone who gets lost lot of emails and LinkedIn messages or cold calls. User experience of the channel matters also. See if how does the channel where you're messaging looks on mobile, right? uh, Commitment in the call to action should be minimal, and you can use sentiment analysis via artificial intelligence tools like Grammarly or any software you're sending your email from. Now uh, so as you see, all of the things are the things we tell to our team members because they have to work on the client. And all of this, none of this thing is basically a copy paste from someone else, or I have repurposed this. These is all experience we have gained working hard with our clients. So and it takes a lot of money and time to experiment these things and build up this IP, intellectual property, and share it with you. So I have given, so please subscribe to the channel. It takes a second to subscribe. It takes months and money to experiment, and uh, you know and your subscription, seeing the number grow helps us going. Another thing, uh, okay, here's a spelling mistake, but the thing is, inaction costs more over a span of a year than small financial loss you done today, because you will build that financial loss. So start experimenting with the stuff we have shared with you, right? And one of the things you can do is hire us as consultant, and we can help you. Second thing, you ask, is this the thing that we will do? If you get this thing done, will everything else become easier? If that is the answer, you should get people involved to help you do the stuff we show. Now, one of the reasons people hire BizAmps is and listen to us is because we have used uh, a million data points from our own experience and internet research, because we have to deliver results, not just talk about it. So we read a lot of data, so you only get the best of the stuff when you work with us. And there are 7 reasons why my client buys from us. The number one result thing is results. The second thing is strategy, and I did a video on 4 variables that help us craft a B2B strategy. And we bring the strategy, we create the strategy, and we have seen other companies who we know the strategies that work, right? We bring insights, like again from the things we have done with other people. We have a solid process. You can see the process in the previous video. I did a video on email checklist for 100,000 cold emails. You can see our process, and we execute. We just don't talk, we execute. We get the stuff done. Last is in within 1 or 2 months or 3 months, we do the proof of concept and then we scale. So if you're looking to scale and simultaneously trying to test these channels out, talk to us. We will help you. It will be awesome. And last but not least, we are invested in your success, uh, right? Because we only take a few clients every year. And thanks, visit our website bizamps.com. The pricing is there. You can buy our marketing plan, which is a best way to getting started, and you can see a lot of case studies. We are also on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and I hope you like the video. Like and subscribe. Cool. Bye bye.